Daniel Ortner, attorney with the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. Thank you for joining me again. I know we just recently spoke about a case that you're working on regarding free speech at a Clovis Community College. So can you tell me, as an attorney, what have you been seeing in the overall landscape when it comes to students' free speech?
Yeah, I think students right now are often very afraid of speaking out. The surveys that FIRE does every year, the organization I work for, national surveys of thousands of students across the country, show that large majorities, last year's survey had 63% of students worried that if they said what they believed, it would hurt their reputation. They can't talk about important topics like abortion, like LGBT rights, like any of these highly controversial topics. They just can't talk about them at all, especially if they disagree with the consensus on these topics. They are afraid that they'll get worse grades, that they'll be have a significant backlash, that they'll be silenced. And unfortunately, on the other hand, you have a lot of students feeling free to shout down speakers, to cancel those that are coming on campus to speak out. It's a culture issue. We live in a society where controversial ideas can't be spoken about, where we see anyone we disagree with as the enemy, that we can't have a reasonable dialogue and a conversation with them, and that needs to change. All of the fighting we do on the legal front can't make up for the culture that doesn't respect speech rights of those that we disagree with, and so we really need a culture shift on a reminder of the importance of First Amendment rights for everyone.
How have we gone to this point where the culture has shifted, where there is controversy and censorship regarding people's differing opinions, especially within colleges? It's meant to have broad discussion and seminars.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of forgotten what universities are meant to be, which is a place where free speech and free ideas are expressed and debated. They're really meant to be marketplaces of ideas, laboratories for democracy, places where students, professors, and others can debate important ideas and come to their own conclusion. Whether you're left, right, center, doesn't matter where you stand on the political spectrum. Free speech is a precious right that needs to be protected for everyone, including those we disagree with. Public universities, are state actors. They are bound by the First Amendment to the Constitution, and so they cannot put other values above free speech. And colleges, public universities especially, need to be places where those rights are protected. Other universities, private universities, are not bound by the First Amendment, but they often make promises to students of protecting free speech. We demand that they live up to those ideals and not allow other values to stand in the way of protecting free speech rights.
Thank you so much, Daniel Ortner, attorney with the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. It's great to have you back on our show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.